Okay, so kind of got me here. Okay, so this here, I already have it cut in half, and I actually removed half of um, the cerebellum. You'll see once we get around. So point out that your anterior or rostral is going to be the front side here. Your posterior or caudal will be the rear. Dorsal is going to be right over the top, along the top, and ventral is going to be everything underneath. Okay, so I did slice completely in half. Okay, so we'll put that off to the side. I did remove this part of the cerebellum so we can look at it closer, but I actually wanted to point out mine only came with one optic nerve. I don't know why, but somebody cut my optic nerve. And also my pituitary gland was missing. I don't have one of those. So I didn't have much of a meningus at all on here, which is typically 3 layers. The delicate inside layer, the soft one, the real soft inside layer is the pia mater, and the middle layer is the arachnoid, which is more of a web type layer filled with fluid that goes around the entire brain that helps to protect it. Excuse me. But what I did have was some of this thick, harder outside, the dura mater. This real thick, hard, almost feels like plastic stuff. I had some of that left on the bottom and some on the inside, so I did pull that off. Alright, so I already cut it in half, as you can see, to make it easier while I record. In case I mess up, I didn't record myself. Okay, so we're going to look at the first, the Corpus Callosum. Okay, and I will bring this over here. And the Corpus Callosum is going to be right here, this. Right up here, this real thick stuff right here. It's your Corpus Callosum. Your medulla, the next one to identify is the medulla, and that's going to be this area right here. Okay, medulla, and then the pons is right in front of it. Pons is right here. All right. And then let's see here. So yeah, like I said, I'm missing my pituitary gland. That would be sitting right underneath here. Missing that. That's what the only optic nerve that I had here. So that pituitary gland that would be right there, gone. I didn't have that. Okay. Corpus Callosum, we did medulla, pons, and then the pituitary gland. Yeah. So the cerebellum. Okay. The cerebellum is going to be sorry, that thing's freaking out on me here. So the cerebellum is the, like I said, this is the cerebellum here. I detached it from the other half, but this side. So this is your cerebellum, okay? Also known as the tree of life, and that's because of the white matter. The veins of the white matter that you see here look like tree branches. And then we got, so yeah, the branches of the white matter, and then the dark branches of the cerebellum. This stuff here, you can see the white is going to be the white matter, and then this darker stuff is going to be the gray matter. The ventricles are going to be, okay, So you're going to have the ventricles are going to be, it's easier for me, it was anyway. So let's see here, because one of them I know. So let's go on the ones on the inside then. So the ventricles are going to be those fluid filled areas. So the ventricle, this is going to be your lateral ventricle here, this right in here, okay? That's your lateral ventricle, and then you have a fourth ventricle, which I will show you the piece that I didn't remove the cerebellum on, is going to be right in here, okay? That's going to be your fourth ventricle, and then your third ventricle is actually up inside here. Let me see if I can see it better here. Yeah, so it's kind of, yeah. I was trying to see if I can see it better on my other one. I can't. So your third ventricle is right up in here, okay? So yeah, your third ventricle, fourth ventricle, lateral ventricle, okay? And then you have your, where are we at? I'm going to butcher these words, and I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to know them really well, but I do not read words well. The occipital lobe, okay? The occipital lobe is going to be right. My hand's sticking in the thing here. So if you had the brain together, it'll be easier to see here. So your occipital lobe, there you go, is going to be right, right there. There we go. Here's your occipital lobe. I'm going to just chew it up. I'm going to chew it up and spit it out. And then temporal lobe is going to be this area down here. This is your temporal lobe. Okay, so your occipital lobe is going to be on the dorsal side here. More on the ventral side is going to be this whole area I'm touching right here is going to be the temporal lobe. Okay, and then the lateral fissure is right down here. Okay, and you can see it when you open up. Okay, and then let's see, frontal lobe. Yep. Frontal lobe is right. Well, of course, you can imagine where that's going to be is going to be right here. This is your frontal lobe. Okay, this area right here. And then, okay, parietal lobe, parietal. I'm gonna eat a parietal lobe. It's gonna be right here, right? This area right here, parietal lobe. Okay, so that'll be your frontal lobe, and then your parietal lobe is right here. I believe you can see where it kind of separates in the different. So the frontal lobe fissures like right there, and then parietal lobe is going to be this area right in here. Okay, thalamus. Your thalamus is, we'll go back to split view here. Okay, so your thalamus is going to be this area right in here. Right, I'm gonna touch it. Boop, boop. Thalamus. So there is your thalamus. Okay, and then your penile gland. I think I said that right. Penile gland. So right here, you can kind of see it. Yeah, you can see it a little better if I separate it like that. So your thalamus is here. Your penile gland is going to be right here. It's this. Right here is the penile gland. Okay. And I I believe that was it. Like I said, I only had one optic nerve. You can see where they cross, and only one was left in it, and she was barely hanging on. And my pituitary gland, midbrain area, gone. Didn't have that. But what I did was I cut this off. So hopefully it'll zoom in and focus here so you can see a bit better. That white is the white matter, and then the darker is the gray matter for the cerebellum. Okay, I think that was it. Thank you very much.